Have you ever gone back to a cozy game after an update and thought, wait, has this always been here? Because that was me in Fields of Mistria. I jumped back in after some updates, feeling confident, and then I realized I had missed way more than I thought. Not big, flashy stuff, but the kind of updates and systems that change how your whole day in-game feels. And most of these are things you can totally overlook if you're just playing on autopilot like I was. Today, I'm sharing 10 things I completely missed in Fields of Mistria, especially features added in updates that are easy to miss if you started early or haven't checked patch notes closely. Let's start in the mines, with mimics. Because for the longest time, I thought fighting them was just chaos. Like, do you just tank the damage? Do you run away? Is this a trap? Turns out, you're supposed to throw something at them. At first, I thought it had to be a cooked meal, which felt way too expensive. But nope. Even throwing a stone works, and the mimic will still spit out extra items. Which means more loot, less damage, and more time in the mines. And that one small change made mimics go from stressful to actually kind of satisfying. Staying with monsters for a second, did you know you can water a lava cat using your watering can or your rain spell to turn it into hardened lava? Because I didn't. I used to enchant my sword with the ice snake oil, which just slows it down. Helpful, sure, but not amazing. But when you water it, it completely stops moving. It just freezes in place, waiting for you to take it down. And since you already need your watering can in the lava biomes anyway, this ends up being way easier and way safer. Confession, I am not a battle girly. So knowing what's ahead in the mines gives me a huge sense of control. When I found out you can change the game zoom without restarting the game or the day, I immediately started using it in the mines. You can find it at the settings, go to display, and choose 1x to zoom it out. It lets you see more enemies, plan your path, and avoid getting cornered, especially when you're running low on time. Outside the mines, I usually switch back to 2x because it feels cozier, but in the mines, zoomed out is survival mode. This one is for my fellow I stayed too long in the mines people. I didn't realize for way too long that you can turn off the sleep penalty for passing out. You see, I am guilty of staying far too long in the mines, way longer than I should. From time to time, I do pass out because time just moves faster there. I am kidding, of course, but that's how it felt. Removing the penalty just helps lessen the pressure and gives you more time. Normally, if you pass out, the penalty is waking up later at 10 a.m. That's 4 hours from the usual wake-up time at 6 a.m. And you'll also get reduced health and stamina instead of a full recovery. And you can turn it off at the accessibility settings. It doesn't remove consequences completely, but it does make the game feel way more forgiving. Especially if you're the kind of player who likes to push one more node, one more room, one more chest. And for me, it made experimenting and pushing my limits feel way less punishing. Another quality of life feature that I missed in the first updates is that you can hold down a button to repeatedly use tools like your pickaxe and axe. Back then, I had to click numerous times, and it gets tiring, especially when you're out mining or chopping for wood. You can rebind your controls here, and it will let you use tools like the pickaxe and axe repeatedly with just one button press. Just aim and press the button. Oh, and you can also hold click to quickly add multiple items like seeds or wood, and also hold click to increase or decrease the number of items to craft in crafting menus. I know this has been out for a while now, but back in my day, it was pretty tiring, and this feature is very much appreciated. There's also the new max button that lets you craft the most you can with your materials with just one click. Honestly, very useful if you're bulk crafting to increase those skills. And don't worry, you can still edit the amount if you want to leave some of the materials for other things. If you're crafting, you won't miss it. This is the part where I realized I seriously underused crafting when I first played, especially wood crafting. You see, once you unlock faux plants, you get more profit compared to cooking in comparison to the basic ingredients. Especially with the quality crafting skill, which increases the selling price. The drawback is that it still takes time, even with the hammer timing skill, which reduces crafting time. Cooking is also huge. Not just for money, but for buffs, stamina regen, and speed boosts. If you level cooking enough, baking can take 0 in-game minutes, which feels incredibly good and easy. Even simple stuff like baked corn turns a profit and costs nothing extra. And one-ingredient recipes like turnips, potatoes, corn, tea, and cranberries are perfect for mass leveling and infusion farming. Which brings me to something I wish I understood way earlier. You can turn skills on and off at the appropriate dragon statue. At first, I didn't think much of this, but infusions roll from all active options. So, if you turn off the ones you don't want, you're more likely to get the buffs you do want, like speed or stamina. It also helps avoid inventory clutter and keeps your crafted items more focused. Once I started doing this, my food and crafting felt way more intentional. This is a quiet min-max feature, but it adds up over time. Then we have using the growth spell for forageables. To be honest, I find the growth spell to be costly in terms of mana orbs, and I only really use it when the season is about to end and my crops won't make it. So I never really explored the spell. But little did I know that you can use it for forageables as well. And I wished I knew this sooner. It helps not only so you can get more of that item or forageable, but also gives you more chances to get its seeds. If you've learned of prepared picker farming skill, it lets you get the seed of forageables, which can be grown on your farm. And quick cozy reminder, if you're enjoying this, feel free to subscribe so you don't miss future Fields of Mistria updates and tips. It's also a really nice way to stay connected with other cozy gamers here. Moving on are using the chest labels. These are the new storage UI icons that really helped me out. In games like these, it's good to save stuff since you use it in crafting and cooking, but it can get overwhelming finding things if you don't organize your chests very well. I recommend making chests for each season, dungeon drops, fish, furniture, general stuff, and so on. And the game had colorful chests that help you identify which is which. Unfortunately, sometimes it's not enough. As a forgetful person and a returnee to the game, I have the tendency to forget the colors. So, having chest labels really helps identify them, especially if we have a lot. And did you know you can throw items into chests without opening them? I have never been a good shot, but I think this helps if you're in a rush. The next one leans more on the aesthetic. When the mounts, or Mistmare, were introduced in the first major update of the game, I was so ecstatic. Finally, a faster way to travel the world. But little did I know that the appearance of the mount will depend on or is based on your large animals. You can change the appearance of the Mistmare to any of your large animals with at least 5 hearts. Unfortunately, unlocking the Mistmare is not automatic. You would have to go through certain story quests. Right after you upgrade Hayden's barn, you'll trigger the Find Weather Vane quest, complete it to unlock the mount. It will take a while. So, if you are breeding your animals, because you're trying to complete all the colors, don't sell your older or early generation animals just yet. Keep one of each color of each animal in daycare after reaching 5 hearts, if you don't want them on the farm. So you will be able to use them to change the look of the Mistmare you get later on. I really enjoyed the dating system in the game. This was introduced in the 3rd major update. I love how you get to hang out with your favorite romanceable and join different experiences with them. I admit I was late to the table when I found out that the Harvest Festival Dance and Shooting Star event are also considered romantic dates, complete with a new photo card. And after inviting a romanceable villager to the Shooting Star Festival with the star brooch, you might notice something familiar in their room afterward. It's the star brooch you gave them. I just love little moments like these. It's honestly wild how many small features can slip by, especially with all the updates coming in. And if you're just starting out or thinking about jumping back in, I've got a really helpful next video for you. I go over the beginner mistakes I made, what I wish I knew from day one, and how to make your early hours way less stressful and way more cozy. So if you want to save yourself some headaches and start strong, click on the next video and let's get you set up.